morning. Thursday came up awfully quick. Seems like this week went by real fast for me. So sit up, find your neutral spine, your comfortable seat, lengthening through the crown of your head. Relax your hands in your lap, soften through your belly. Just kind of rock side to side, front to back. Make sure you have that neutral spot right in the middle between sit bones and between your tailbone and pubic bone. Connect with your breath. Today we're going to practice a different breath called ujjayi breathing. So if you think of making your breath audible, where you feel it in the back of your throat and it makes a little bit of a sound, it's almost as if you're restricting your breath a tiny bit. You feel there's some throat muscles there that engage on either side. It makes the opening a little bit narrower. So you force the breath in and out. So if you imagine if you say the word ha, but you put your tongue up in the back, and it changes the vowel structure, but do that with your mouth closed. And maintain that posture in your throat when you inhale as well. It makes inhale a little more work. So while you're breathing in that manner, try and make your breath the same length. This is a much more active breath. It kind of awakens your mind a little bit. When you utilize ujjayi breathing, it's actually touching different sensors in your throat and in the back of your head, upper palate area. It's touching different sensors in a different way. The breath is passing through differently, and so it kind of wakes up your mind. So you can do ujjayi breathing if you need to get yourself up and motivated. Do a round of 20 breaths or so, and just feel the difference in your body. So bring your breathing back to normal. Check in with your posture. Did you change it at all? Did it get slouchy? Today we're going to focus our practice on waking our body up, and then we'll spend our time on the floor bringing us back down and relaxing out. So go ahead and drop your chin forward, opening up the back of your neck. And at the same time, I want you to roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And I want you to do about 4 rolls with your head dropped forward. After you've done your 4th roll, go ahead and start to lift your head, take your chin to the ceiling. And I want you to lengthen from your pubic bone, reaching through the bottom of your chin. And then I want you to do opposite shoulder rolls, taking it back, up, and down. about 4 of them. And when you're done, relax, bringing your head back down to neutral. You're still lifted through your torso, reaching. It's as if you're reaching through the crown of your head, drawing your glutes in a little bit to reach even that extra ½ an inch. Lengthening tall. You have activation in your thighs. Check your feet. I want your feet to face forward directly. Bring your palms, arms up in front, palms open. And we're going to inhale, open, lead with your thumbs. Draw your shoulder blades together in the back. Exhale, lead with your pinky. Bring them back in. Stay tall. Inhale, lead with your thumb. Draw shoulder blades together to stretch through the front of your chest. Exhale, draw pinkies together. Squeeze in the front. Inhale, open and squeeze shoulder blades in the back. Exhale in the front, squeeze shoulders together in the front, squeezing in your chest, your pec muscles. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeezing in front. And this time, just bring it to the sides, relax. Flip your hands, palms down. Reach in opposite direction. Still lifted in your torso. Still lengthening and reaching from your back of your thighs through your torso. Inhale, one arm down, one arm up. Reach tall through the fingertips. Exhale, come back to neutral. Inhale, other side. Reach through that breath. Exhale, come back down to neutral. 2 more. 1 on each side. Inhale. Exhale to neutral. Switch. Inhale. And exhale to neutral. And relax your arms down. Shake them out. Roll them out. Whatever feels good. Some activation through your shoulders. Drop your left ear to the left side. And then you're going to rock your head back in space. Feel a stretch in the front. And then you're going to rock your head forward in space and move the stretch to the back of the neck on that side. Rock it back. And rock it forward. You're going to rock it back on an inhale. And rock it forward on an exhale. 2 more times. Inhale back. Exhale forward. 1 more. And roll it all the way to the center this time and pause. Check your posture. Relax through your thighs, through your glutes. You're sitting tall, but you're no longer reaching. Bring your head up and take about 4 breaths and just notice the difference between either side of your neck. The difference in your shoulders from when we started. Your energy level, your mind alertness. And then drop your right ear to the right side. Rocking it forward in space and rocking it back in space. Moving the stretch. Inhaling it back. And exhaling it forward. Inhale it back. And exhale it forward. 1 more breath. And roll it all the way to the center as you come forward. Pause in the center. Check your posture. Gently bring your head back up. Roll out, move anything around that you feel like you want to move. You can turn your head side to side, release any tension. Listen to your body, what it feels like it needs. Mine feels like it needs coffee, obviously, but I forgot the coffee because I forgot to do something, so I ran over to the office and did that and didn't make my coffee. And I'm feeling that now. All right, so we're gonna do some more oblique side area. So I want you to take your hands to the side, palms down again. This time you're going to reach as far left as you can. Keep both butt bones on the chair. Feel activation on the opposite side, trying to hold you in the chair, trying to keep you tall. And then slide over to the other side. Reach through your fingertips. Feel your torso trying to keep you in control. Slide to the other side. Take a couple of breaths while you're over here. And switch. Reach through. And come back to center. Left arm down, right arm up. Inhale, lengthen tall, twist to the left. Exhale, bring the arm down onto the left side. You can put it on your thigh or you can put your hands together on your hips. Check your spinal alignment. Are you arching your back? You can turn your head and continue with the twist a little bit more. And slowly come back to center. Going to switch sides, take a moment. Move around if you need to. Release anything, other side. Left arm up. Reach through that left arm as you twist to the right. Bring that arm down in front of your face over to the right side, either on your outer thigh or on your hip together. Check your spinal alignment. For some reason, I notice every time I turn, I start to pop my booty out and stick my belly forward. So I've got to lengthen them back up. Turn your head if you want to continue your twist. And gently start bringing everything back. Do a little twist motion. Release any tension. Get rid of my glasses. Put my hair up. All right, so we're going to grab a strap or a dog leash or whatever you would like to manipulate with our legs. We're going to scooch forward on our chair so that we're not using the back for support so much. We're going to practice our sitting tall. We've not really done a lot of that lately. So I'm going to lasso my right foot to start with. Find your neutral spine. Lengthen up tall. Take a deep breath. Exhale, flex and lift that foot up. Hold on to the weight of your leg. Try and have your leg parallel with the floor. Try not to lean back. Try and stay up tall. Activate your thigh just a little bit so that you are keeping your knee from locking out. Put a little tiny bend in your knee. Then I want you to take your leg out to the side, 45-degree angle. Try not to lean over. Try and stay up. Try not to lock out your knee. I got a lot of rules today. Come back to the center. Take it out to the side. Bring it back to the center. Slowly lower it down. And we're going to switch sides. Sit up nice and tall. Deep breath. Exhale, flex and lift that leg. Again, you have a little activation in your thigh, so you can keep that knee tiny bit bent. You don't want to lock it out straight. Keep your toes up for the whole exercise. Breathe. Take it out to the side and try not to lean over. Keep it activated. Draw it back in. Take it out to the side. Draw it back in. Slowly lower down and switch. All right. So we did 2 to the side. We're going to do 2 up and down. So when we go up and down, try not to lean back in space to help with that. Only bring it as far up as you can without the desire to lean back. All right, take a deep breath. Nose edges. Exhale and lift. Be ready to walk your hands down your strap instead of leaning back. Take a moment there. Breathe. Then draw that strap in and lift. And lower back down. We won't hold it as long, obviously. Another cue that might help you is that when you go to lift, start really pulling your abs in because that attaches that foot. Ready? Lift. Draw those abs in. Back down. While we're here, we're going to do our twists. So from the hip joint, toes out. And then up. And toes in. Make sure your toes and your knees stay lined up. Back to center. And down and switch. All right, other side, deep breath. Exhale and lift. Toes up. All right, be ready to draw on your strap to pull up. To stay tall in your spine. Draw in your abs to help lift the leg. And lift up. And lower down. Take a moment, take a breath. You can bend that knee a tiny, tiny bit more if you want to. Ready? Up. And down. And while we're here, toes out to the side. Move your whole leg. Rotate the whole leg. Back to center. And then inside. Try not to just crank your ankle inside. Keep your toes lined up with your knee. To the center and down. All right, good job. Shake out your legs. I feel like I got a sunburn. All right, we are going to do tree today. Aren't you excited? So get yourself situated to get all your stuff so you can do tree. We'll do it our traditional way. We'll do it twice. First time will be slow and obnoxious, and second time will be faster. All right. So start with your toes on the mat, on the floor, and your heel against your ankle. Open your knee as much as you can comfortably. Try not to sit into this hip. Try and bring that hip right over that ankle, of the supporting leg. Find your balance. Squeeze in through your glutes to help stay up tall. Use the chair if you need to. Take a deep breath up. You can use one arm instead of two if you want. Exhale, bring them down in front. Take your toes off the mats. Get comfortable with the wiggle. Slide up to your calf. If you want to slide up a little higher, you can. Try not to push on the knee joint. I'm actually pushing on my calf with my toes instead of my heel. Ooh, get wiggly. Deep breath up and break. Good job. All right, other side. Switch around your chair if you need to, or you can turn around. Toes on the mat to start with. Make sure you're not in an odd position where you have your hip jutted out. Pull that hip in. Center yourself over that 1 foot. Open up your knees. Squeeze through your glutes. Deep breath, arms up. Hands together overhead. Exhale down to your chest. Take those toes off the mat. Get comfortable with that wiggle. Embrace the wiggle. Breathe. Slide up to your calf. Squeeze through the glutes. Slide up a little higher if you want. You don't have to. And inhale up and break. All right, we'll do it fast, just what you've been waiting for. We're going to take 2 breaths and we're going to move 4 times. So we're going to move on each inhale and exhale. Start with your toes on the mat. Ready? Inhale, arms up, toes off mat. Exhale, down to chest, come up to your calf. Inhale, come up again if you would like. Exhale, release. Good job. Y'all are out of practice. Toes on the mat. Other side. Ready? Inhale, arms up, toes off mat. Exhale to chest, go to your calf. Inhale, arms up, go to your knee if you want. Exhale, release. I happen to see Jeanette very disgusted at the moment. Shake out your legs. All right, we're gonna do a waterfall while we're here. We're gonna do a waterfall with a half lift. So when we waterfall over, after we come over to the side, I want you to put your hands on your shins and I want you to half lift. When you half lift, I'm rounded at the moment. I draw those shoulders down my back and half lift. And then we'll exhale, go back down with the ragdoll. Inhale, half lift. Make sure you're drawing your shoulders down and you're making yourself long in either direction. So that your belly's pulled in and you're not, curved back, nice and flat. So I'll stay at the side. Waterfall first. Inhale, breathe up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, butt goes back, chest, arms forward, and then just ragdoll yourself down. You take a breath right here in this position. On your next inhale, press through on your shins a little bit, lift your head, half lift. Exhale back down to ragdoll. Inhale, half lift again. Draw your shoulders down your back. Lengthen your spine. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up. Shoulders down your spine. Abs are pulled in so you don't curve your back. Exhale back down. And just let yourself hang for a moment. You can rock side to side or just stay still. You can bend your knees a little bit more and lay your torso on your thighs if you want to. And then rock or not rock. Shake your head no. All right, bend into your knees a little more. Squeeze your butt before you even start to move. Squeeze the butt, then pull the belly in. Start stacking those vertebrae like Lego blocks, one on top of the other, all the way up until your head is sitting on top of the pendulum. Lengthen tall. Going to Tadasana, open your palms to face forward. Make sure your feet are directly underneath your hips. Engage through your thighs a little bit. Lengthen through the crown of your head like we do when we're seated, where you feel like you're pulling in through your pubic bone. You're reaching up through the crown of your head. And then imagine as if you were reaching your fingertips to try and touch the floor. So you kind of have a polar opposite thing going, reaching through the crown and reaching through the fingertips. The whole body is tall, active. Focus on your breath for a moment. Soft knees. Just standing still. Sometimes is balancing enough. Find a focal point. Control your breath. Get comfortable with the wiggle. Inhale, arms slowly come up. Slow breath. Just bring them up to a 45-degree angle, as if you're holding a big ball in your hands. Still staying tall, long, active in legs and belly and arms. Slowly lower back down. All the way down. And relax. Release the activity in your body. We're going to work our way to the floor. And it's tummy time. Y'all have gotten off on tummy time for a while. Can't see that clock. All right. So if you want to put something under your torso to make it more padded or make it more comfortable, you can. All right. Have your feet a comfortable distance apart. You could put your head on, your forehead on something hard to hold your face up away from the mat, or you could turn your head and lay on one cheek. Sometimes that's not the most comfortable either. I'm going to put my head up just for microphone purposes so you can hear. So I want you to put your elbows in close to your body and your hands are kind of underneath your shoulders. In that area, your fingers are wide. Imagine that you have pie slices between each finger. You can see the color of your floor. I want you to engage your glutes and your abs a little bit to tilt your hip toward the floor. Kind of more tilt your pubic bone towards the floor. And it then protects your back. I want you to take a nice deep breath. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and lift your crown up, taking your head off the floor slightly. And then lower back down. Relax your shoulders. Always keep your hip tilted. Another, as you inhale, shoulders go down your back. Start to lift your head and reach through your crown. And exhale back down. One more. Inhale, shoulders down your back. Lift through your crown. Imagine that you're trying to drag that mat underneath you, pulling on it and reaching. If you were laying on a skateboard, you'd be launching yourself forward. Exhale back down. Slide your right arm up Reaching it up above, wide fingers. Abs are still tucked. Then slide it open out to the side. I want you to take your left foot and I want you to take it over to the side, to the right side, and you're lifting your left hip off the floor. Kind of like you're rolling over into your shoulder. If you can't see me, it's weird. And you're probably lost. Roll yourself back. We'll have to go over that. Draw your right hand back in. Take your left one up overhead. So now you kind of got like the Superman thing going. You got one arm in front above your head. You're going to slide that arm to the side. Half of a T. You're going to take your right foot and you're going to lift it up and take it over to the left side, kind of pushing on the right arm and rolling your hips. You're rolling into your left side. And roll yourself back onto your belly. Hands underneath your shoulders. Flip your feet over so you're up on your tippy toes. You're on the bottom of your toes. And go ahead and lift your torso and push your hips back onto your feet in kind of a child's pose. If this bothers your knees at all, you can skip it and work your way onto your back. If you like to do child's pose, you can just hang out there for a minute. You can re-flip your feet back down if you want to. Stretch your upper back, open your chest. And when you're ready, work your way onto your back. Draw both knees in. Roll back. We are going to need a strap. So I failed to tell you that before you got to the floor. So if it's out of your way, I apologize. So you could fashion anything for a strap, pretty much. Anything that allows you to reach. If you don't want or don't have a strap and you can reach to the back of your thigh, you can always do that as well. So lasso your left foot. We're going to do our reclined pigeon or figure four. Putting your right ankle on your left thigh. Make sure that the actual ankle bone is hanging off of the thigh a little bit. Strap in both hands. If you're not using a strap, then you're going to put your hands around your left thigh, running your right hand through the hole. Thread the needle. Deep breath. Exhale, elbows come up and you draw the left leg into your body and feel the stretch on the right leg. Oh, this feels really good today for some reason. Have your right foot softly flexed. Just to make this a little bit better, let's roll our hips to the left. Really move that stretch into the piriformis. hips back to neutral. Gently begin to release and switch your feet in the air. Right foot goes in the strap, left foot goes on your thigh. Make sure that your ankle bone is hanging off of your thigh bone. Strap in both hands, take a deep breath. Exhale, elbows come up as you pull on that strap. Breathe into the stretch. Soft flex of the foot. Lengthen of the spine. Imagine lengthening your tailbone and spine in opposite directions. It gives you a little more space for breath. Let's hit the sweet spot and roll to the right a little bit. Get into that piriformis. Gently start to roll yourself back. Feel that stretch move out of the piriformis. And relax. You can release your strap off your feet. Draw your knees in. Roll if you would like. If you don't want to roll, you can just sit still. I do believe that we all feel like a little happy baby today. So we're going to do one leg at a time and then we'll do both. So uncross your feet if they're crossed. Take your right hand down your shin on the right leg, reaching at least for the ankle if you can, if not the instep. Or lots of people like to grab the toe or grab the outside edge of their foot instead of the inside edge. And when you're ready, open your knee a little bit to take your foot towards the ceiling as if you're standing on the ceiling. We're just doing the one side. The left side, you can keep the knee in the air or you can drop the foot to the floor. Whatever feels more comfortable to you. Lengthen from the tailbone to the crown. Give yourself space for breath. Bend the knee, bring the foot back into the groin. Relax the hand. Switch sides. Run the left hand down the shin. Reach for the ankle, the arch, or the outside of the foot, or the big toe. Lengthen through your spine. Open your knee a little bit. Take the foot to the ceiling. Nice and flexed. Breathe. Lengthen through your spine. Open up the breath. Bend the knee and bring it back. Foot back down into the groin. Relax for a moment. You can pause, roll, breathe before we do both sides. Open your knees up. Run your hands down your shin. If you have to lift your shoulders off the mat to reach and grab for whatever you need, once you have it, press your shoulders back in and lengthen through your spine. Then open your knees, feet to the ceiling. You can just pause and breathe, or you can actively rock side to side. Massaging your back a little bit. Use your abs to help pull you back up. And pause in the center. Bend your knees, bring your feet back in. Bring your soles of your feet together. Take your hands down to the ankles or a little above the ankles, and then open your knees like butterfly, like your seated butterfly. If you want to grab a strap real quick and put it around your feet instead, give you a little bit more support. And lengthen through your spine. Breathe. And gently relax. Start drawing your knees in. Roll if you would like. Put both feet on the floor, about hip width apart. Center yourself on your mat. Center your shoulders and hips lined up with each other. Walk your feet to the outside edges. Do some flopping. And gently flop your knees side to side, rolling up onto the edges of your feet. I want you to go as far as you can to each side, doing a little bit of a reach for it. So if you reach a little bit on each side, just a tiny reach, you kind of engage your glutes a little bit and kind of reach your knees. These are our dynamic stretches. We're stretching through movement, through motion, lubing up the joints, creating more space in them, getting the tendons and ligaments ready for static stretching. Static will be when we hold it. All right, take both knees to the right. Roll up on the outside edges of your feet. Put a support block underneath your right thigh if you feel a pull in your back or too much of a pull in your inner thigh. Breathe for a moment. Squeeze that left glute, pressing that left hip forward, getting into a static stretch. You can flex your foot if you need to support the knee, but try not to push with that foot. You're just a little micro flex. Lengthen. Take the left arm overhead, but take it to a 45-degree angle instead of straight up. Palm up and reach through the wide fingertips. Open your palm up and your fingers up and reach through your fingertips. Feel a stretch on the bicep, the front of your chest, down the side of your leg or the side of your abs, front, hip. Breathe. Curl your fingers in, bend your elbows, slide your arm down, release your glute, draw your belly in, knees come up, flop cup just twice, side to side. And then over to the left, roll up on the outside edges of your feet. Put a block under the left thigh if you need to, if you feel too much pull in your back or your inner thigh. Flex the foot if you need to. Right arm, take it overhead, but take it to a 45. Wide fingertips. Reach through the fingers. Squeeze the glute, press the hip forward. Breathe, feel long. As if you're reaching with the knee and reaching with the fingers. Breathe. Curl the fingers, make a fist, draw, bend the elbow, draw the arm down, release the glute, pull the belly in, draw the knees up. And you can flop 2 or 3 times, or you can draw the knees into your chest and roll. and prepare for savasana. Whatever you need to do, whatever feels good. When I went to the floor, I didn't change the camera, I see. So make sure that you line up your hips and shoulders. Get your eye mask. Get your support under your legs if you want to. Remember, you can always put your lower leg up on a chair, couch. Provide spinal traction. And just find your breath. Do a couple of ujjayi breathing, that little restriction in the back of your throat. It forces you to use some muscles to get that air through that restricted area. And just return your breathing to normal. Feel your throat relax. I want you to survey your body from the crown of your head to the tip of your toes. Does your body feel a little more energized than it did when you started today? I'm going to take this moment to rest out, relax our muscles, relax our joints, tendons, ligaments, relax our heart and our mind. Because today you guys get to go to the beach. Today's beach trip will be different from any other that we've ever done. So for a moment, I want you to imagine that you're sitting in a vehicle, in a big, tall truck with big tires. And we're driving out North 100. And we're going to go through the gate. And we're going to drive on the beach. And just look out over the water. The sand dunes. See the shells as you pass by. The window is down and you can feel the air blowing in. Feel the salt air on your skin. Feel the hair blowing around your face, ears. And I think that we've driven and found a perfect spot to park. We back into a parking spot so that we can look through the windshield and see the waves, see the deep blue water. Prepare yourself to get out. Make sure you take off your shoes so you can feel the sand between your toes. And there are shells everywhere. We're going shell hunting. Walking out over the hard-packed sand. The shells are pristine in various colors of the rainbow. various shapes and sizes. As you walk along the water's edge, the water gently laps at your feet, over your ankles. And as the water recedes away, the sand moves and shows new shells, different shapes. Looking through the shells, you can see the spiral colors, the way they glint from the sun, the broken pieces, the thick shells, the ones with little holes in the tops. Maybe you even find a sand dollar intact. You feel the smooth sand under the soles of your feet and the cool water lapping at your ankles. The warm sun on your body. You hear the ocean in your ears. You smell the salt air. As you hunt for shells, bending over, picking them up, checking for flaws, rinsing it off in the water, turning it over in the palm of your hand, feeling the rough side, feel the smooth side. Hear the clinking of the shells as you drop it in a bag. Maybe another shell goer has driven by, or you can hear people talking around you. I don't know if you saw my Facebook post where the shells are just as far as the eye can see right now from the storm surge. Imagine looking out, looking down the beach and seeing shells as far as you can see. No patchy sections of sand and shells. It's like a puzzle. All of the shells fit into pieces. You could be out there all day. Go ahead and walk into the edge of the water and feel the water come up over your feet, cooling off your feet from the sun that's beating on your face. Feel the warmth and the coolness at the same time. Feel the peacefulness of the island. Hear the birds. Hear the water as it ebbs and flows in and out. Hear the rustling of the bag or the shells that you're carrying in the wind. The occasional passerby in a vehicle. Hear your breath as you breathe. And feel your heart as it beats to the rhythm of the flowing water. Calming your nervous system, calming your mind. Looking out over the beauty before you, where the water and the sky meet. Are they the same color today, or are they very different? And you can see that horizon edge. Looking up to the clouds in the sky. And feel the warm sun. It's time to go. Walk yourself back to your vehicle. The smooth, hard-packed sand. Place yourself in the seat. Feel the comfort of sitting for a moment. Feeling the seat behind you, underneath you, cradling your body. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths. And transform the feeling of that seat underneath you to the feeling of the ground beneath you. Feeling the back of your head, shoulders, and hips rooted into the ground. Your heavy body right there where you left it. Tune into your breath and the sounds in your room. Begin wiggling your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll your wrists and ankles, bend and straighten your knees and elbows, squeeze and release your glutes, arch and flatten your back, shrug your shoulders, turn your head side to side. Try and get a little movement in every ligament and tendon in your body, every joint. Just lubing them back up, moving, pressing it through. And on the right side only, take your right arm up overhead, straighten and lengthen your right leg, and stretch in opposite directions. And relax. Ready to do the left side. Straightening out your leg, lifting your left arm up. Stretch. And bring them back down, bring them back in. Draw your knees up one at a time. Nice and slow. Give yourself a couple of rolls for just a moment. And then roll over onto your side. Stack your hips, your shoulders, and your knees. Put your head on something so your neck's not craning over onto the floor. Put your head on your arm or grab a pillow or roll your mat up a couple of times. Give yourself some support. Take a couple of more breaths. Feel the peacefulness of the ocean still with you. Gently pry yourself up off of the mat, walking up. Find your seated posture. Lengthen through your spine. And then drop your right ear to the right side. Little tiny lift of your chin. Tuck your chin and roll over to the left side. And a little lift of that chin. And bring your head back to center, dropping forward. Lift your chin up to the ceiling. Back to neutral. Turn your head right as far as you can. And then over to the left. And forward. Shoulders forward, round your upper back. Draw your heart into your spine. Drop your head. Then sit up and bring the shoulders up to your ears. Roll the shoulders around to the back. Take the shoulder blades together, but try not to arch your low back. Then draw the shoulders down on either side. Lift to the crown of your head. Polar opposites. Make your neck long and relax. Do a few rolls before we breathe. Inhale, palms up. Gather that air. Exhale, arms down. And one more breath. Inhale, arms up. Hands come together overhead. Exhale, bring them down to your chest. And namaste.